Alright, here we go with the specials from the XFM show. We got a few of these, I think. I'm hoping I'm getting these chronologically correct. First on the list is the Christmas special, part 1 on Radio 2. By the way, if you are new to the channel, the 3 simple rules are no blah blah intro, no pausing, some yada yada at the end. Lego.
Happy Christmas, Ricky. Happy Christmas, Steve.
Yeah.
Who invited Yoko? Happy Christmas, Karl. Happy Christmas, Julie.
So this is Christmas.
John Lennon and Yoko Ono. Happy
Nicely
Christmas. War is over. On Radio 2. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant.
Good morning.
And
Nice.
our producer Karl Pilkington, but more about Karl later. We want to introduce the world to Karl, don't we?
It's extraordinary to think that there's people yet that have not experienced Karl. A whole new audience is going to discover
I think
it.
of me and Stephen as like Anthony Hopkins in The Elephant Man.
Yeah.
Just taking Karl round the country, the world. Maybe
Yeah.
just letting, maybe some doctors and surgeons might want to, after today.
We just drop a sheet, he's there nude, and they can just ask him questions, examine him, see what makes him tick.
You know, that's Karl's favourite film, by the way, The Elephant Man. He said he loves it. He said, one, he said the title tells you exactly what you're going to get.
Yeah.
He loved that, right? He said, 2, it's sad. And, I was saying, why is it sad? He said, well, there's that bit where, they take him, to show all the surgeons, and, the Elephant Man is all naked and that. And, the bloke goes, the genitals are normal. And Karl went, think of that, the one thing you would want like an elephant, and he gets the head. That's why I thought it was
That's
sad.
the kind of mind process of Karl which we'll introduce to you later. In the meantime...
Well, yeah, you know, if you're expecting Jonathan Ross, then, you're gutted.
Yeah.
You probably know me from such works as The Office, Extras, Alias.
Yeah.
Karl, you don't know about. Stephen is more familiar. Stephen co-wrote and, directed The Office and Extras with me. You may have seen him in Extras as the agent. You may have seen him briefly in The Office. He is a goggle-eyed freak.
You're referring to the character there, are you? Or...
Yeah, whatever.
Thanks.
No,
No, it's just a little
I'm just trying to paint a picture for people at Christmas.
Sure.
Steve.
Yeah. I wouldn't say goggle-eyed, I think goggle-eyed freak's harsh. You know, these are these are designer specs. And,
Right.
yeah, admittedly I'm a little bit tall, but,
6'7".
Yeah,
Thank
but that's
you,
not
thank
good
you.
at that.
Carl, we've got more like this later. I think we should play a record. We've done introductions.
Pop a little song on.
But do you remember the first
Hold
time
the
you saw
song on.
Steve?
Well, let's pop a little song on that, alright? Chat about it in a bit.
Alright.
Alright.
Bruce Springsteen. Bit of Bruce Springsteen. Santa Claus is coming to town. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah, Merry Christmas indeed.
I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant.
Hello.
And, Karl Pilkington. If you have tuned in to, hear Jonathan, it's the last time I mention him. We haven't got him today. You've got, us for the next, couple of Saturdays. I feel like
Might be a good thing.
stepfather.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? I want to say to the listener, listen, you know, I never replace Daddy.
Yeah.
But I am here, and I do my best for you, and I love you.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I want to go, listen, I'm doing mummy now, live with it.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right, yeah. And hopefully that people will appreciate us and enjoy us just as much as Jonathan.
I don't care if they don't. In
Really?
fact, I intend to shave millions of listeners off this by the end of the
You're doing
2
a good
hours.
job.
Jeez.
But the ones that have stayed listening to the end, they'll love it.
Yeah, both of them.
yeah.
And I think I've got to have Christmas dinner with them tomorrow anyway, so I could just have a chat.
So we were introducing ourselves. I'm Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. Now, it's difficult to describe Karl. I just think you'll have to get to know him
Very
over the
true.
next
Wow.
2 hours. But
Wow.
we have taken the liberty of getting some stuff ready for you if you want to find out more about him. If you go to rickygervais.com, we've put up a special little page. Go into Who's Karl. We've got a little biography up of him and loads of pictures, and you have never seen a head rounder than he looks like Mr. Spoon from Button Moon.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or Bod.
Bod
grown
is
up.
almost like
There's a
it,
little
yeah.
bit of Charlie Brown in there. He's
Charlie
even got a
Brown.
little striped shirt. It's perfectly rounded. It's balding and it's not a sort of like a good balding. It's sort of like he looks like a worn tennis ball. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? He's got a little bit of growth.
It's not that sort of Teddy Savalas cool bold.
No, it's just a scruffy little. I don't know what it is.
Happy Christmas and that.
What do you think of that then, Karl? Your introduction to the nation.
Well, you know, if we're going to start picking on looks and stuff,
Oh
like
my
you mentioned
God.
before, we can go over everyone in this room. I mean, let's make it fair.
What?
Let's have a chat about Steve over there.
What are you talking about?
Well, you know how sort of I felt when I first saw you.
Wait, don't go mad, Steve. Let Karl speak. Right, this is his platform.
No, I'm just saying you just said about painting a picture.
Yeah, go on then.
I wouldn't paint a picture of that. No, I'm not, Steve, you know I'm not having a go, mate.
What do you mean you're not having a go? It sounds like you're having a go.
No.
Well, what did you think when you first saw him, when he first walked into that room all those years ago?
Sort of thought you looked like a cartoon. No, Steve, you know that you look a little bit odd. This isn't like a shock to you. You've had this. How old are you now?
By now.
31,
Right,
but I
so
don't
you're
know.
31. What do you look like as a baby? I mean,
Why is this a character
no,
assassination?
I'm
It's Christmas
not
Eve.
having a go. I'm just saying what it was like. Now, I'm used to you now. When I see you, I don't sort of double take anymore. I just
He's coming out with this.
no. But you know, when you popped in and that, it was just a bit of a shock. And now, you know, I've got used to it and that.
Good, you're happy now. You can cope now.
Hold on. You were shocked when you saw Steve Merchant. You told me once you went to school with two fellas
That's
who
right,
had big
yeah.
heads and webbed hands and feet. And they weren't related. Why were there two people like that at your school? And yet you find Steve freaky.
You never said freaky. You said freaky. You said freaky.
Madonna hung up. Now,
Oh, wow, that's an old one.
she's given us a
song
platinum
as well.
disc to give away.
Nice.
We got big prizes for Madonna and
If
Karl
people are
played.
rushing around today on Christmas Eve thinking I wanted to buy a Madonna platinum disc for my mum,
That's it.
there's no I can't find one anywhere in Boots.
We'll give you things you can't buy in the shops.
Perfect.
Yeah,
And that's coming up. But Karl, just I don't want to. I'm not stirring it, right? You started a little bit of a war with Steve.
Well,
You
you
always
are
have.
stirring it.
Well, no.
This is what this is stirring right now. This is the terminology.
But do you know that the fellas in your school, the big heads and webbed feet and webbed hands,
We've done. Yeah.
but they hung around together, did they?
I don't think they did.
And they were nothing to do with each other.
No, I think people expected them to sort of knock about together. But they must have thought, that'd be too obvious. You know what I mean?
But where did you live? Near a power plant? Well, I mean, why did you have?
I don't think it had anything to do with that though. Just sometimes you get a little. Look at Steve. He didn't live near a power plant.
My God.
Listen, can I just stop you there, right? Let me just stop you there, because it always happens. As soon as we you know, it's supposed to be a nice day, and suddenly you're having a go, right?
I
Now,
didn't-
this got sent on the email, okay? Now, this is not me saying this. This is someone who's forwarded a review that was put on the web. It was a review of your appearance on one of Ricky's stand-up comedy DVDs, okay? I'm quoting this. This is not me saying it. It says that, Karl, through a combination of his intriguing way of thinking and slightly less than human appearance, right, Karl may just be the proof needed to muffle the cries of creationists the world over, as this missing link demonstrates that not only did man evolve from apes, but the process isn't quite finished yet. Okay, now that's someone else, an external person's opinion of you. Are you having a go at
The
me?
terrible thing about that is Karl's feelings aren't hurt because he didn't understand a word of that.
I said the word creationist, that lost it.
That's it. You've got to remember that Karl. You know when people say they're talking to their cat and they go, "Oh look at him, look at it." It's like he can understand what we're saying. Well, Karl's got that look, but you know he can't understand.
Yeah.
What you're saying. All right, Karl.
No, but I mean, now we're talking about your head and that, right? When you go back to say your mum and dad, it's Christmas time, right? There's a lot of people travelling from down the country, going back seeing their mum and dad. They probably haven't seen them all year, right? When you go back, is it a shock to them again? No, do you know like how you get used to how someone, like I say, I'm used to you. I see you a few times a week. I don't do the double take. But what I mean is, when you go back, they sort of
you
go.
are used to
Oh, here he is. You know what I mean?
Play a record. It's like.
Let's leave it then.
Let's move on now, because I'm going to get angry, and we haven't even got. It's not even 25 past yet.
Christmas.
A little bit of Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah. Oh, this is beautiful. Simon and Garfunkel. April comes she will. Looking forward to spring already.
Yeah, it's a bit premature, but fine.
Well, I thought it'd be nice. You know, it's like if it's a bit
Let's
cold.
get Christmas over first, all right?
Christmas over. I love that. My mum used to go, "Oh, that's not over for another year."
yeah. Like
You should look
sure.
forward to it all year. You know, buy things out of the catalogue, pay for it for the next 12 months, and they go, "Oh, that's not over now." Like, you know, 5 o'clock Christmas Day, that was it. When is Christmas over?
I would say Christmas is over once you've seen the Vicar of Dibley Christmas special.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I think it was
that
earlier
Christmas
than
is
that.
over
I
then.
think it was when the elderly ones fall asleep about 3:30. They
Really?
wake up because the kid's playing with something noisy.
Yeah.
A game that goes. something like that.
Yeah.
That's when Christmas is over.
You know what you're getting this year then.
Exactly. I do. All right. I was shopping with Karl. Don't give anything away that I bought, right? Because but I've got to tell you something. We went into this one shop. I didn't get anything from it, so I can talk about this for looking for a present for my girlfriend Jane. And it was a beautiful shop in St James's. They're all beautiful around there, and it was this shop of sort of iconoclastic sort of antiquities, and it was things that this guy, you had to ring a bell for the bloke to come down. Karl was just so confused about that. He's used to someone standing there going, "Can I help you?
Yeah.
What size do you want?" Right, and he came down, and he loved his stuff. He absolutely loved his stuff.
And what sort of stuff was it?
It was sort of stuff that he'd got from sort of like churches. It wasn't tat.
old
It
stuff,
was
Steve.
carvings. It was from the 16th and 17th century of saints, right? And I said, "This is beautiful." And I was talking to him. I said, "What's this news going on? That so and so." I was going, "Oh, that's wonderful. Look at that." Right? And I overheard Karl trying to make conversation. He said to this guy who's so proud of this stuff, and it's at 16th century, 17th century. He went, "What's the newest thing you've got in here?"
Brilliant.
And the bloke went, "We've got a statue, I think." From the 60s of then, and he went, "All right." He went, "When was the last time you got something in?" Bloke went,
Wow.
"We get something in every day." And afterwards I said, "Why were you asking those questions?" He was going, "It always confused me with antiques. What happens when they sell that out? They're not making any more."
It's a sort of good business to get into, that's all. Do you know what I mean?
Why?
There'll always be antiques,
Well,
Karl.
you said it yourself. The place wasn't buzzing, was it? He had to pop down. He couldn't even be bothered sort of sat in the shop waiting for a customer because probably days go by and nothing's happening. Doesn't it? For you to ring the bell to wake him up to say, "Oh, I'll come and look at this old stuff." Forget it. You know what I mean?
So you've got all your Christmas shopping then, Karl. You're bang up to date. You don't.
Yeah, I've sorted, most stuff out. But here's one for you, right? Here's a little question.
Go on.
Right, I've finished a job, right, where I've been working somewhere for like about 10 years.
You can say it.
No,
XFM,
I've been working
where
there.
we met.
It was a good little place to work and everything, but I've had enough. You know what I mean, after 10 years.
You're moving on. We've gone up in the world.
Move on, haven't you? You've got to, try
We're on
these things
radio
out now.
too.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Right, so you're moving on, yeah?
Right, and so they gave me a present, right? They sort of said to me, "What do you want?
Yeah.
You've done 10 years. Tell us what gift you want, and we'll sort you out." Yeah. So I said, "Oh, brilliant, yeah." So I knew Suzanne, my girlfriend, wanted a camera,
No.
right?
So. Okay.
They got me a camera, they wrapped it up, and they, like you're leaving, dude. They said, "Open it." And I go, "No, I don't want to open it." "No, what's going on?" So, "Well, I'm going to give it to Suzanne for Christmas."
No.
That's.
Now, what? Why
That's
is
a disgrace.
But why is it, though?
You can't, because it's...
It doesn't matter, because I could have had a gift for myself, and I didn't. I decided...
You can't... No. That's second hand.
Gift.
It's not second hand. It hasn't been used. I haven't even opened it.
But surely the point about buying a gift for your girlfriend is that you've gone in the shop and done it. There's a sentimental attachment.
It's not about that.
It is, though. It is about that.
No,
it is
about the thought.
It's about them getting what they
So
want.
if you're walking down the street and you saw a camera and it was brand new and you went, "Oh yeah, Suzanne, Happy Christmas." So are you going to tell her it was a gift?
Well, no, she's at work today, so she doesn't need to know.
So you're not even going to tell her?
No
So
point.
you've got deceit as well as meanness.
Doesn't matter, does it? She's got what she
That's
wanted. She's
disgraceful.
happy.
Okay, I want to get the people on the text. Do you think that Karl's in the right? 882921.
Oh.
882921. Should Karl be giving a gift to his girlfriend, which he's passing off
she's getting
as
anyway.
his own present?
Wait a minute, right?
It doesn't matter what the...
You cannot. The thing is, it would be okay if you were giving it to a mate or something, but I'd still tell them. I'd even say, "Look, I didn't pay for this, but I know you wanted a camera." But you're not going to tell her, so she's going to think you spent 700 quid or something on it.
250.
He's not even a £700 free camera. He went. She'll never think that I spent 700 quid on her.
That is brilliant. Well, it's an improvement on last year. Do you remember what you got last year?
I'd rather he told us.
Come on. What did you get? What did you get? Your partner, your life partner,
Your lover.
your last year for Christmas. How long have you been with her first?
11 years.
11 years.
Wow.
What did you get her last year for Christmas?
Some condoms.
I mean, that's
Bang
unbelievable.
up 2 packets.
Yeah, no, you bought her a big bumper packet of condoms from Boots or something, and you got 1 packet free.
Yeah. And they've all been used.
Look out to Winter, Aztec Camera, before that The Pretenders, it's Ricky Gervais' show, but I'm here, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington's here. Christmas Eve, Radio 2, Merry Christmas.
Producer just came in and said, "Oh, can you give out the web address, bbc.co.uk/radio 2? I went, "Yeah, why?" He said, "Well, just in case people want to listen to this show again."
Yeah, right.
Hey. It's been 20 years, you're still listening.
He's got a sense of humour.
Yeah, as if. So, Carl, we've had loads and loads of emails.
Which just, if you just tuned in, Karl received a leaving gift of a digital camera when he was leaving a job, and he's not even unwrapped it. He's giving it straight to his girlfriend for tomorrow, which I think Ricky and I
And he's not going to tell her it was free, and he thinks there's nothing
It wasn't free. It wasn't free. It was 10 years of my life I've had to do that.
Yeah, and you've been 11 with us. Think what she's gone through. She's had 11 years of her life. Wow, you know, Karl would have been okay if he'd have kept quiet. Idiot. Dave in Salford. He's right. Yeah, he's right. It's a disgrace. He has dishonoured his former employer and his girlfriend from Graham and Nana. That's a good point. It's an insult to the people that work there. They got you something they thought they really liked. They really went out and thought about it. They wrapped up. You didn't even unwrap it in front because you couldn't be bothered to wrap it again. Even you could have unwrapped it. Do you know what? I really hope's happened that before they gave it to you, they took pictures of their genitals in the toilet as a little. So your girlfriend's gonna get that and get loads and loads and loads of pictures of offal from people who work at XFM. That would be the best Christmas gift for me.
What if there's a note or something inside that they've all written and signed to Karl?
Look, he's thinking about that. Look, that is the first time he's ever thought about it. Look at his head.
Got it.
Look at his
Christian
head.
Hull says, I think Karl's heart is in the right place. Don't know about his brain, though.
Good point.
A fair point.
There's one here. I once got a frozen box of fish my husband found whilst working in a chip shop. Karl's girlfriend should be grateful. Yeah, I suppose so. But it's staggering.
This one's from Jane. It says, better his girlfriend has the camera, as it looks like he hasn't got opposable thumbs. And that's people having a dig. They don't even know you.
But you know why I'm not a sort of big fan of sort of Christmas and buying presents and that anyway, because I've had bad experiences in the past when, like, you know, buying stuff for people.
Go on.
You know, like when I was a kid and that, right?
Yeah.
And you know, you put a lot of thought into buying presents, don't you, when you're a kid? Because you know you haven't got that much money to.
How old are we talking?
About 8.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
About 8, right?
So you look like you did, but you had hair, I assume.
Yeah. Right. So 8 years old and that, I'm putting a bit of planning into it, thinking, oh, you know, what will my mum want?
Yeah.
Right? Now my mum's a big fan of gnomes.
Right. Obviously.
Like gnomes.
She must be pleased how you turned out.
And fairies and stuff like that, right? Little elves and all that stuff, right?
Sure.
So I thought, right, I'll look for something that's a bit gnomish. Right? And there was
You
a
got
shop.
a Noel Edmonds.
There was this shop sort of down the road that sort of sold a lot of tat, right?
Oh, good.
Sort of one of them shops where everything's quite cheap. It's sort of they sell things individually that shouldn't be, like toilet rolls
I
and
forgot the name of the name.
that sort of thing.
They used to be called everything's a pound. Now there's some that everything's 99p. Because a pound wasn't cheap enough.
They're undercutting the pound shop.
Yeah.
Go on.
So anyway, so I had a look in there, thinking, right, let's have a look, see if they've got any gnomes and that. And the closest thing they had, right, was this figure that's called a Victoria Plum.
Victoria Plum, right?
Yeah, it's like a little.
No, Victoria Plum. Right, get it right.
It's like a woman gnome, right?
Okay.
So I thought I should love that, right? So save it. I think it was about £2, right? Invest in one of them, take it home and well chuff with myself and that, wrapping it up, pop it under the tree, thinking I can't wait to see her face light up when she sees this.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you know, like when you're a kid, I bought that like 2 weeks before Christmas.
Sure.
Right? And do you know when you're sort of excited and you want to give someone a present earlier?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I sort of took my mum into this shop, right? And we're just walking about, and the Victoria Plum was sort of there on the shelf. And I said to her, I said, look at that up there, do you like that? She said, no, it's bloody horrible. Right?
Oh.
So this is too late, it's too late to go back.
You
It's
spent all your money.
wrapped, money's spent, it's wrapped, it's under the tree, right?
He's still giving
I'm
it to
thinking,
her.
oh, I can't believe it.
I
So I
was
said, no,
taking away
that,
the
you know,
gift
made
again.
sure she's looking at the right thing. I said, no, that little gnome woman, yeah, it's horrible.
Oh, no.
Yeah, right?
Oh, God!
Christmas Day comes, right? I open my stuff, right? She's about to open hers.
Sad.
This is like Dickens.
She opened. She opened hers and that, and she went, "Oh, that's lovely." That I said, "No, don't give me that." Do you know what I mean? You said it was horrible.
She was a liar.
Yeah.
For pretending for not wanting to hurt your feelings. She was a liar.
And that's that's why, you know.
But things have moved on.
What are you on about? Yeah, but you don't forget, do you?
I still don't know how this justifies you not buying your girlfriend of 11 years an actual gift.
Although that was quite touching.
Yeah.
Play a Christmas song. I'm welling up. Let Me Try Again by Frank Sinatra. Beautiful song.
Wonderful.
on BBC Radio 2. Well, it's that time of year when we give gifts.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, we like to give, and we like to keep on giving.
Yeah.
And that's why it's competition time.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Nice
Smith.
link.
Yeah.
Right.
We have a platinum disc of Madonna's album Confessions on a Dance Floor. It's framed, classy. Giving that away to a person who can climb inside Karl's brain and understand what the hell
this is the challenge.
he's doing.
I think
with
we
this
should give him a
competition.
chance. We're also we've got just because we can. This is like one of those gifts we made,
Yeah.
isn't it? We didn't buy it, we made it. This is extras on DVD signed by both of us.
See, that's like giving away my camera, in a way. You know what I mean?
Well,
How many? You've got loads
yeah.
of copies of them, there's no thought in it. You're having a go.
Right, it's
You
a
know what I
radio
mean?
show.
But
Yeah, but we were involved with that.
yeah, we sort of did that. You
Well,
did.
I did 10 years.
If you designed the camera and then built it in a little factory somewhere and gave it to Suzanne, I'd let you off, but you didn't.
And
Also,
they're
a
not-
copy of
that-
more flannel which I
it's not a
signed,
romantic
and
partner, so it doesn't matter.
some flannel collectibles. Now they're handmade, you see. Now listen, that's not a cheap gift. A set of those flannel collectibles, right? They're not toys. They're handcrafted, right? They went for £600 on eBay. So that's a good gift.
So if you win them, pop them on eBay. 600 quid.
Or 605. You know, they're very rare.
Davey in Belfast, by the way, just the last one. He says, I've bought my wife a silver necklace, and I got the shop to put it in a box saying white gold instead of silver. Is this
Oh,
wrong?
that's sneaky.
So if you're Mrs. Davey from Belfast and you get something tomorrow that says white gold, yeah, just maybe be careful. Pop back to the jewellers,
that's-
just get them to check it.
He probably thinks he's safe because she's not listening. But any friends
Deceptive.
of Davey who's got a
Very
wife who's going to
deceptive.
get a silver necklace with white
And
gold.
she'll be showing that off tomorrow going, that's white gold. Davey got it yesterday. She'll be showing that off on Boxing Day.
Yeah, I wonder if you feel guilty.
Yeah, it'll slowly it'll haunt him, like Pose the Telltale Heart. Every
Tell
time
the
he
truth.
sees it.
Tell the truth, Davey. Tell the truth.
Yeah.
Say it's still a beautiful gift. It's a lovely thought, but don't lie. Don't mix a lovely gift with a lie.
It's this notion that Christmas is a chore. Oh, I gotta get the missus something.
I know exactly.
bizarre, isn't it?
It should be a joy, Karl.
Yeah, well, I do. I treat her all year round.
How do you treat her all year round? We know you got through 2 boxes of condoms, but that to me isn't a treat. Waking
Yeah.
up next to you every day.
Yeah, and
Well,
when
listen,
you
are
take her
we
to
doing
a
this
dinner,
quiz?
Right,
now?
Rockbusters, and we should explain what
You're also
Rockbusters
having
is.
dinner, so
Don't be
doesn't-
fooled, it
doesn't
has
count.
no association with the popular TV show Blockbusters.
Although he's just ripped off
He's ripped
the
off the
idea.
name, but I don't want
Yeah.
to say the quiz is anything like it. That quiz actually had a
let's
format, I
see.
don't know what this is.
I know.
We should give it,
Let's see.
basically, Karl, I'm just thinking about it. You describe, what, you explain it,
sort
Karl,
of-
I can't even do it
it's like
justice.
a cryptic.
No, it's not cryptic. Because a cryptic clue actually makes sense, every part of it. You might as well call this "What band am I thinking of?"
Yeah.
Right,
Go on,
well,
then.
so
what
explain
I do is let's sum it up in an easy way, right? I give
Yeah.
you some initials of an artist or a band,
Yeah.
right? Like they play on Radio 2. If you listen to Radio 2 a lot, right, you'll know the sort of songs we play. Big, good songs. Right? And what I do, I give you like a little description, like a cryptic clue
Not a
about
cryptic clue.
that band.
He's
Right? So
considered.
say like if I said if I gave you the initials WH, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
This
And
is a
I
classic
said-
one, isn't it?
This is a classic Rockbusters clue, right?
Whitney
WH are
Houston.
the initials of the artist of the band,
Yeah.
right? And then like you say, right, I was in Texas, right, having a wander about. I was over there on holiday.
Yeah.
This is the
Think of
clue,
this.
by
How
the way.
long a clue is this?
Imagine this on
For the
the-
gold run.
Yeah.
All right, but
Yeah.
so I was in Texas and that, and it had been raining. I fell over, right? Landed sort of landed on me leg, right?
Yeah.
So that's the clue, and then I say WH,
Right. And
and
the
that,
answer would
that
be...
would be like wet knee in Houston, right? Wet knee Houston.
There's no artist called Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston.
No, don't try and make wet sound like wet.
No, but I'm just saying that's well. It
No,
worked, didn't it? People got it. People
Who's
got it
Whitney
right.
Houston? Who's Whitney Houston?
All right, forget that one. Here's another one, right?
This is what you're dealing with.
This
people.
is extraordinary.
This is
This
what
is-
you're
this is-
dealing with.
No, right. Here's
tell me
another
kitten.
one then, bit easier,
Tell me
right?
kitten.
Right.
The initials.
Well, no, don't make it easier. Make it work.
Right,
Okay,
Only
the
one that
initials
makes sense
ND, ND,
Yeah.
right? And the clue would be something like, oh, someone's stolen me garden tool.
Oh,
Right.
Nick.
Someone's stolen my garden tool. So you think about it,
Nick
right?
Drake,
What's a garden
yeah.
tool? No, what's going on?
Nick
Someone's
Drake.
stolen it. Nicked rake, right? Nicked rake. Nick rake.
Nick Drake, you mean?
Yeah, nicked rake.
That nearly works.
Yeah. So that's
Nicked
the sort of thing we're going to be doing. I don't know if you want to.
Well, let's play a record and then we'll come back with the actual
Jeez.
clues and you can win yourself this platinum disc.
It is
It's a Madonna
That's
album.
good. Nick
It's
Drake.
exhausting.
Nick Drake. isn't it?
Tedious. So tedious the way he explains
In
it.
Radio 2,
It's
brilliant.
It
amazing.
is.
It's good. I'm loving it here.
Yeah, it's just nice to be off a tin pot station.
Don't slag it off.
No,
there's
come on,
enough out there for everyone. This is Christmas, and everything's lovely. Isn't it, Karl, in your world?
Rockbusters.
Let's get on with it.
Okay, these are the genuine clues. You can win yourself this Madonna Platinum disc plus some other goodies, and the clues are, please, Karl.
So these 3 clues, by the way, we've got to get 3
Here we go.
right to win this.
Oh,
good
this
stuff.
is so hard. I mean, the worrying thing is if you do get these, you think like Karl.
Yeah, which is really
so you
bad,
might want to give up all the goodies just to not admit that you got a so-called Karl cryptic clue. Right, here we go. I'm ready for it.
You
Okay,
ready then?
they better work.
No,
they
good.
better work.
They always do.
let's
Because
go.
Whitney Houston doesn't
They
work
always
because her
do.
name's not Whitney.
Well, they got it last time, didn't they? So, right, first one. Put the.
I mean, it's just not. Imagine that in the Times crossword. But the.
Do you know the little information?
What are we
card?
doing?
no, listen,
What are you
listen,
doing?
listen,
Is this still the clue you're reading?
This is what I'm giving it.
Rick,
to you
we
now.
want to get this done before Christmas. Let's let them hear it.
Oh,
Right.
Karl.
Listen, do you know the little information card you get in a mobile phone?
Oh, sorry. Is this the clue?
This is the clue.
Okay, fine.
What you're going to say?
Rick, you're annoying me.
Okay.
Be quiet. Now let's hear it.
The little information card you get on your mobile phone, right?
No, what's that?
Well, this is the question. What is it, right? But put that.
Shut up! Will you be quiet? We got to do the news in 5 minutes. We got to get 3 clues out.
You put that little card right on a spider's house. The initials. Listen.
Oh,
The initials. If they don't hear the initials, they can't play along. It's
Check
important.
card on this.
SW.
I'll make a note of this.
SW. Right. So that little card you get.
Information card from
I've
the
got
phone.
it. I've got
Spider's
it.
house
Right.
must be web.
Put that on a
there must be
spider's
some
house.
kind of web
Right.
something.
Second one.
It's W.
Diana Ross isn't feeling that good. Right?
That's the clue.
Yeah, that's the clue. ID.
Diana.
Right? Diana Ross isn't feeling that sort of good at the moment. She's
It's different. How can it be cryptic if the clue's different the next
Diana
time?
Ross,
Diana Ross isn't feeling that good. ID. Right?
Okay.
Right.
And then the last one.
Ah,
That stuff that I put on my toast. Right?
Right.
It doesn't taste sharp enough. Right? That stuff I put on my toast. Didn't taste sharp enough. Right?
Wholeness. Eat your heart out.
The initials JB. Right? So there you go. There's the 3 clues.
Okay, so
Right, I've got that and it doesn't work.
Well,
Does not work.
you've got until
I'll
after the
quickly-
new.
I'll quickly
Hang on a
whiz
sec,
through
Karl.
that.
Let me give out how the people can get in touch.
Alright,
Come
go
on, I
on.
know you're excited to
on
do
then.
the clues again. You can text us 88291. You can give us a call 0500 288 291, or you can email gervais@bbc.co.uk. The clues again, then, Karl.
well, quickly. That information
quickly,
card
yeah.
you get on your mobile. Just pop it on a spider's house. Right?
jeez.
That's SW.
Yeah.
Second one. Diana Ross isn't
That's a
feeling
SIM
that good at the
card,
moment.
right?
What's up with
It's
her?
a SIM card.
Oh, added stuff. What's the initial?
ID.
Yeah.
And then the last one. That stuff I put on my toast. Doesn't sort of taste sharp enough. Right? What's going on there? JB. Right.
T-Rex Christmas Bop on Radio 2. After the news, we've got the answers to Rockbusters. Good luck with that. Still time to get those answers in. Plus, we've also got some more stuff to give away. Second competition. And, of course, Monkey News. If you've never heard Monkey News before, you will not believe your luck. It is truly extraordinary, Rick. Am I right?
You are, but this is the real news on 88 to 91 FM. This is Radio 2 from the BBC. Talk by Coldplay. We've got some Coldplay stuff to give away in the second hour. Coming up soon, some collectibles and some signed stuff and albums and everything. But this is the Madonna one we're playing for. The Madonna gold disc plus
Platinum disc.
Platinum disc.
Is that better or better than work?
That's better, yeah.
Is it better? More
yeah,
sales?
yeah. Well, it's a gold one, but I just got the shop to put right platinum
Sure.
on it. Yeah. So it's a wonderful gift. So whoever wins this is sorted out, and we've got some other stuff that me and Steve have made for you as well. So Karl, give us the clues again and the answers.
So we're doing it
Here
now.
we go. My
This
God.
is it,
Again
Karl.
with
This
the
is it.
clues.
This is the final
take
moment
forever.
where we actually get to see how your mind works.
And you've got a winner and everything. We're ready
winner's
to
here.
go, right? Right. First one was, you know that little card you get
Yeah.
in your mobile, right?
Yeah.
It's a SIM card.
You put that
Yeah. Okay.
on a spider's house.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So I got that one.
The initials were SW.
Yeah. So it's web. It's
Web.
Sim on web.
Sim on Web.
Yeah. Sim on web. I've never
Sim on
heard of
Web.
him. I've never heard of Sim on
Is that a
web.
French artist?
That's Simon Webb, isn't it?
Oh, you said Sim though, mate.
No, but it still works.
No, it doesn't work,
doesn't,
mate.
doesn't
It
work.
doesn't, mate, because you said Sim on web, mate. It doesn't work,
Well, we got
mate.
it. We've got a winner, so don't
Yeah, it
worry
doesn't
about
work,
don't
right,
worry
mate.
yourself,
Next,
right?
let's see if the
Second
next one works, because that one doesn't work.
Right.
Sim on web,
Right.
from the pop band Blah.
Right. Diana Ross.
Right.
She's not looking that good. There's something wrong with her. What's
That's
up with her?
changed.
Right.
That's completely
All right.
changed.
Diana Ross isn't feeling that good.
Right.
Right. That was a clue. The initials were ID.
I've no idea.
Right. That was you know, ill. She's a diva. Ill diva. Ill divo. Right. That sort of opera type.
I honestly am speechless.
Again, they got it. So don't worry.
This
This is
Right.
absolute
Diva
nonsense.
Diva and Devo are two different words.
You're an idiot. You really are a stupid idiot.
So well done if you got that and that. Last one. That stuff I put on my toast.
Yeah.
Right, sort of doesn't taste right. It's not
Do the
sort of
sound.
sharp enough.
Do the
No,
sound.
look, I got it to be blunt, and I got jam blunt.
But there's no article called Jam.
There's no
Jam's
jam
Blunt.
blunt. There's no. It's called the jam.
No, but look like Jam's blunt.
Jam's blunt. I
James.
don't know anyone called Jam's blunt, though, mate.
So there's
Well,
your
no, what's the answer?
James Blunt.
No.
James
You
Blunt.
said Jam's
Yeah, well,
blunt,
come on,
mate.
James Blunt.
It
So
doesn't work.
So who's the winner?
It doesn't
Steve?
work. It's not a cryptic clue. It doesn't work.
Steve, who got them right?
You're
mate?
such an idiot.
I don't know what to say to this guy. I mean, as soon as Christmas is over, pop in somewhere, get yourself checked out. Steve, I don't know how you pronounce his surname, Steve Toes or Steve Toze. He says, admittedly, this is the worst quiz ever.
It is the worst quiz ever.
He's
It
still
really
got the
is.
answers.
Nice one.
No, he's
And
the
he also
worst.
says, say
He's the
hello
worst.
to my Mrs. Amy, who's up the duff for Christmas. Lovely, a wonderful poetic image.
That's lovely, isn't it?
Appropriate as well, you know, baby Jesus born this year in something or other.
Don't be going into that.
Why?
Well, it's you know, BBC and everything. You've got you know, there's a lot of people out there, different religions and that. Let's not talk about little baby
Yeah.
Jesus and that.
Why not?
You can talk about
Just leave it.
Well, we've just been saying Christmas all the time. What are you talking about? What have you been reading?
I'm just saying.
This is like last year when I was at the Christmas dinner table with my parents, and my sister is religious, I'm not, and we were arguing about Jesus, the meaning of Jesus, and my mum said, "Will you stop arguing about Jesus? It's not the time." I was thinking, well, this has got to be the time. I
Yeah.
mean, there's no other time than his birthday.
No, I agree with you. It's,
1 and 2. I think the time to talk about Jesus is Christmas and Easter.
Easter.
That's pretty much the big two.
No,
isn't
no,
it?
it's popular at this time of the year, but I'm just saying it's best. You know, there's other people out there. You know what I
I'm
mean?
so worried.
Going out to.
But we're talking to everyone. It's just we just happen to be here at the festival of Christmas.
Right, yeah. Well, happy Christmas to everyone. That.
Play a record, Carl.
Seth Lakeman
Amazing.
and Fight for Favour, one of my favourite songs of the year. Isn't that beautiful?
Very nice, yeah, I've not heard it before.
On Radio 2.
Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington,
Alright.
Christmas Eve. You know that already, I don't know why I'm
We're giving gifts. We're giving the gift of song
Yeah,
and chat.
the gift of chat, the gift of rockbusters.
The gift of
or
the-
gobbledygook.
The gift of Karl
Yeah.
to the nation. You cannot buy that. You can't bottle it. I'd like to see him bottled.
That'd be ideal.
Like a little frog.
Pickled in a jar.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. He will be one day. He will be in Ripley's
Yes.
one day.
Yeah, yeah,
And they
yeah.
say he used to walk round amongst us.
Exactly.
It's quite normal. But let's not forget why we give gifts.
Well, yeah, just to cheer people up and that.
Yeah. No, it's because the wise men gave
Oh, okay.
gifts to the baby Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Um,
that's why.
What would you have got the baby Jesus? I'd have probably got him tokens. And let him decide, because it's very, you know what I mean, you don't want to get anything, you know, and then he doesn't like it, he wants to take it back.
Well, I'll tell you, in a recent poll Waterstones did, the favourite gift for children was Flanimals. Still available.
That's so
No,
outrageous. That's so disgraceful. It's Christmas Eve.
What would you have got in then?
Probably extras on DVD. I don't make any money from Flanimals.
Yeah.
I like the fact that one of the wise men turned up with gold, and the other two, frankincense and myrrh, which, as I understand it, is what it's like incense or something, incense or perfume.
I don't know.
I believe that's what it is. But I just love the idea that one of them turned up. They've all got together. They've gone, okay, now guys, we're not going to spend more than 50 quid each this year. All right,
Definitely not.
Definitely not. So what have you all got before we go in and see him? What have you all got?
I spent a bit more than 50.
What are you talking about, man? We just said we weren't spending.
No,
we were just going to whip round
Just got him
cheap like
just-
a token.
No, I got him some gold.
Can't believe it. What?
Well, I'm trying to make an impression. He's the son of God.
I didn't know,
What-
but
what-
we only got I got frankincense.
And what's the other fella get?
He got myrrh, and I don't even know what that is, and I'm a wise man. Surely one of them must have been furious.
Is myrrh still popular? Gold's still very popular.
I hope so, because this is what my grand's getting this year.
Really?
Yeah, lovely
Well,
blonde
that's why we give gifts.
Do you know, like, how he got them gifts? Right?
Yeah.
Little baby Jesus.
Yeah.
Were they for Christmas or his birthday?
I don't know.
Radio 2 indeed. You heard the Pogues, Fairy Tale of New York. One of the best Christmas songs ever. I think the best Christmas song ever, and one of the best songs ever.
Absolutely. No, there's no question about it.
It's brilliant. Do you like that, Karl?
It's alright, yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoying yourself, Karl?
What, being here? and
Yeah.
that? Yeah, it's alright. I mean, we're getting looked after and that. I can't believe, like, you know, the amount of food and that we've got here. It's mental.
Yeah, mince pies, fruit, it's all going on.
Like a little harvest festival going on.
Okay.
Where you take the pineapple chunks for an old lady.
Yeah. But yeah, it's going alright. I mean, I've been sort of listening to Radio 2, you know, the last few weeks, enjoying it and that, and sort of, you know, making sure we get the show right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We want it to fit into everybody else's shows and that.
Oh
so,
yeah, this fits into everyone else's show.
I've been thinking.
Oh yeah, this is great. This show, this is perfect.
Listen again, of course, on bbc.co.uk/Radio 2.
But something that Wogan does, right, on breakfast, Terry Wogan, right? He does this little thing called Thought of the Day.
Yeah.
And I thought we could carry it on. I've like a little.
What, you're going to do it?
Just have a little thought.
Well, if you ever have a little thought, please tell us and we'll put it up on the website.
Oh,
You want to do thought for the day?
yeah. It's a big feature, isn't it? He does it in the
Have you got one? Have you got a thought for the day you want to do, or are you just going to when I put
Well,
All right, well, okay, well, no, all right, well, let's have a little jingle. Have a little jingle.
Okay, I don't know what the jingle is. I
No,
don't.
but just make something up.
Listen to Radio 2, the Ricky Gervais Show, with Thought for the Day with Karl Pilkington.
right. Well, thanks for having me. Right.
Brilliant.
Just like to say, you know, it's Christmas time. Just, you know, cheer someone up, have a laugh with them, make the day and that. So, happy Christmas.
That's it?
That's it.
That's
Well,
your
just,
thought for the day.
you don't need to mess about, you know what I mean? Just, if you can do that today. Yeah, I'll add that. If you can do that today, cheer someone up. Right?
I mean, this is quite sweet. Karl is quite sweet. You know,
Yeah.
I think I give him, I don't know, not child rights, because children are a lot more intelligent than Karl. I don't know, sort of, I suppose animal rights? No, no. Because
No, monkey
no,
is
what is
superior
it?
to
Well, I
the
mean, see, the
family.
thing is, Wogan normally has on a priest or a rabbi or a thinker, not normally the modern equivalent of, you know, Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah,
so,
I know, but I've been busy. I haven't got time to. They sort of drag it out. They have like a fable or something, don't they? Cut out all that, right? Because you know they've got a lot of time on their hands when they're.
Vicars.
Yeah.
Yeah, just you know when they're in their house.
Well, not Christmas. It's their busy time as well, I'd have thought. Christmas, Vicars. Do you think they only work Sundays?
Yeah, again, you know, I'm always a bit worried because I don't want to have a go and that. But you know, they do all right for themselves. They get given that house to live in and that.
no, they do. Well, it's the house of God. They don't actually get to keep
No,
it.
it's not the house of God. They live next door to the house of God.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the house of
they
the
give
vicar.
love.
They usually live joined
The
up.
house of Barrett.
Yeah, the house of Fraser. No, the vicar lives in a little vicar's house, little vicarage, and that's usually joined onto the house of God.
Yeah.
You don't get those addresses mixed up. He doesn't get all God's mail and he's going, ooh, it's for you again.
Well, I mean, you've heard now the way that Karl's mind thinks. You've heard over the last hour and 25 minutes. We've got these Coldplay collectibles and stuff to give away. If you have a question for Karl, okay, you've seen the way he thinks.
Brilliant.
A question that you want to ask him, you want to get his opinion on something. You might want to get his opinion on the supernatural, on you know,
Civil rights.
anything you want. Just get his mind work because he loves to learn. He loves to be educated. He loves to ask questions. You can text them in 88291. You can email them in gervais@bbc.co.uk.
This is an example of how Karl thinks. Once, me and Steve were talking to Karl, and we told him that they're going to be able to bring back a mammoth soon. Bring a mammoth to life. He went,
Mammoth.
you're joking. And we thought, oh, that's interesting. Is it, and then we realised, I said, what do you think we said? He thought we said man moth,
A man moth.
right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we said,
Amazing.
what were you thinking when you thought it was a man moth? He said, I thought of a little moth with a fella's head bumping into a lamp.
Stevie Wonder on Radio 2. I wish. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington.
You wish you were Stevie Wonder.
I'd
don't you?
love to be Stevie Wonder.
He's great, isn't he? Well, Karl has started offending everyone, as we
Brilliant.
thought. But we've got to explain, Karl does, I mean, he honestly means no harm. He does these things that...
What bit?
What?
He said?
Well, this is from Reverend, Gwyn Owen from Stockwood,
Yeah.
a vicar, okay? When I'm tired of being a vicar and working one day a week, maybe I'll become a DJ and do bugger all week.
And that's a vicar swearing.
You made a
think
vicar
so.
swear!
I don't think that's
That's
what I
how
mean.
infuriating
Well, hang on a minute.
you
then.
are!
why does he listen to the radio if he's busy?
He's done you, Reverend.
Oh dear!
No,
Anyway,
if you have a
thank
question
for
for
that.
Karl, we're going to give away these Coldplay collectibles. If you have a question that you think will really pique his interest, really make his mind work, then you can get in touch with us, and the best question will win those Coldplay collectibles and a few other odds and ends we got knocking around.
Gifts.
Yeah. But did I ever tell you about the gift? I think my father's favourite gift he ever received one Christmas. It was and I was so jealous of it because I was a kid and I thought this is
old
this
were
is
you? How old were
amazing.
you?
Probably about 10.
Right.
And I thought this was dynamite. I was so jealous. It was a reversible jacket.
What happened to them?
Well, I know. I mean, they were all the rage for about 25 minutes. And
Oh yeah.
and it was but what was great about it is it seems to me with a reversible jacket, what you want is you want, say, checks on one side and just, say, plain blue on the other. So it completely looks like a completely different jacket.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, obviously, a little bit cheaper, Mum not splashing out a huge amount. It was it had a beige body and white arms.
Yeah.
Turned it inside out. Beige arms, white body. It looked almost identical. And I could never quite understand when he was ever going to utilise that. When people would think, do you know what I mean? When he'd walk to a party, they'd say,
Well, I think it was having two jackets in one that was the buzz, not there. So he'd go into a party, and I go, all right, Ron, new jacket. He goes, yeah. Notice before I go to the toilet that this is a beige body with white arms. Yeah, all right, whatever. One. No. But when I come down, notice that when I came in, I was wearing a jacket that had a beige body and white arms. You got that? Yeah, all right, yeah. He comes down, I go, remember that jacket I came in wearing? Yeah, the beige body, have another look. Have another look. That's what.
Wait a minute, that must be a completely different
It
jacket.
is a completely different
You must be
jacket.
one of the richest men in Bristol.
But hold on, but you weren't carrying anything, you didn't have a bag or anything? No, well, okay, if you must say it's a reversible jacket, alright? It's the best.
But the only idea of a reversible jacket must be so that people think that you've got two jackets. That's the whole point, surely.
I know.
I don't understand what's the appeal otherwise.
One black, one white, one furry,
makes
one...
sense.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so reversible, that's why they died out.
Yeah, clearly.
Like the
they're not
dinosaur.
rage.
Like the dinosaur, Karl, we didn't need them.
Didn't need them. Still be here if we needed them. Well, they're bringing back a mammoth, though, aren't they?
Yeah, they are bringing back a
It's a different
mammoth.
thing. But listen, you know, we're chatting about presents and all that, and before my little thought of the day about...
It was a little thought.
Just, you know, cheer someone up if you can.
Brilliant.
Right?
I mean, it's a nice sentiment, but it's... Yeah, okay, go on.
Well, there's an old woman, right, who lives
In a
next
shoe?
door... Who lives next door to my mum and dad, right? And this is what I mean about, you know, the old people, they might not have that many people cheering them up this time of year. So, you know, if you can, get them a little gift and that, because what happened was, this old woman living next door to my mum and dad,
How old are you?
this was only about 2 years ago.
Okay.
Right? And, you know, I think her son's left home, doesn't keep in touch, you know, doesn't even phone her, I don't think, and that, right? Quite sad. And, I thought I'll give her a bit of my time, have a chat with her, try and cheer her up and stuff. And, I said, alright, how's it going? She said, yeah, not bad, I need a new, you know, dishwasher, right? I was going, yeah, and she was saying, but I don't get a chance to get out these days, you know, I can't get about like I did. And all that, and I'm going, yeah, it's bad that. Anyway, I go to, like, one of those big superstores where they sell all electrical stuff and that, right? I'm in there, I think, oh, I'll get her a little catalogue so she can have a look, right? Got back, gave her that, I said, there you go, whilst I was in the superstore, get you a little catalogue so you can have a look at dishwashers and that. She's over the moon, she still goes on about it. It was years ago.
What, that you got her a
I
catalogue?
got her a catalogue, she's
I
always
thought you
saying
said you were
still
going
got
to
a
buy her
catalogue.
a dishwasher.
No, just the catalogue and that.
Oh, but your life is sort of like just bittersweet tragedy.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like something from Shameless.
I know, but it is though, because you've got in the street and there's people knocking around with big heads and webbed hands and webbed feet. I mean, that must have been.
Well, she's pretty weird. Anyway, this old woman, because she was telling
and that's
me.
coming from you.
No. Well, after I got her the catalogue and that, she opened up a bit and she was saying how, you know, she's a bit odd anyway because she woke up one morning with blood sort of falling on her head from a dead rabbit hanging over her. So I mean, she's a nice.
What are you talking
What
about?
are you talking about?
No, that's what she went on to. She sort of opened up a bit and said,
What
oh,
street? What street were you born in? Where is this place?
Is it Elm Street that you live on?
she just said a man was a witch or something. So it was like,
Oh,
God.
that's normal. It's like it's normal.
just a bit odd, isn't it? But, you know, I mean, but talking about like where I live and all that, right? One story that I've told you before, and everyone's always like, that didn't happen, right? Just a couple of houses sort of down from where I lived, there was this family who had a horse in their house.
I remember, yeah.
They what?
That's
They had
classic.
like a horse in their house. I'd been out with my dad, right? And I drove back into the. My dad was driving. He went back into the avenue. Sort of went down to the bottom to turn round to get back to our house.
Just via the OK Corral.
Just sort of did a little glance, and I saw this horse being led in. Had a horse in there and stuff.
Well, have you been back to visit your street?
Don't really. There's no.
Why did they have a horse in the house? I don't understand.
I don't know. I think they must have nicked it or something like that. It was a council estate in Manchester, and you know I've told that story.
They've just been doing a bit of wrestling.
Yeah, they made the horse go in with a hoodie. And they said, don't cause suspicion. Yeah. Just like, you know, we just pretend it's our long-lost brother.
Just pretend we're rehearsing a panto.
Yeah. It's two blokes. It's just two blokes in this horse. Well, that's amazing. The little old lady who gave her a catalogue. That's very sweet. You see that? And it's just a little thought. That's your thought for the day, innit? Just cheer someone up. So nip down to Argos. There's free ones stacked up. Go and hand them out to the elderly. They love it.
The Jayhawks on Radio 2, Bad Time, is it? I think it's called Bad Time. So we were so distracted by all the questions that come in for
These are great. Thank you so much for emailing and texting. They're brilliant. Here's one from Reverend Rachel Harrison. I'm also a vicar, and I'm making mince pies. We know our demographic now. We got a load of vicars listening.
Yeah, well, you know, they're good at spreading the word and that, aren't they? You know, tell people about the show and stuff.
And also mincemeat, clearly.
So, yeah, all vicars listening, spread the word. Tell them about Karl.
And have a great time tomorrow. It's your special day.
Although does Karl go against creationism or for it? I don't know.
What do you mean?
Would he have evolved or did something make it?
All I'll say to this, would God have bothered to... Is that in God's image? I mean, that's surely the most blasphemous thing you could say.
Bod made him in his image.
I
He's made in the image of Bod.
Is he the one who sort of decided...
Who?
God? Are we talking about God or Bod?
God and that.
Okay.
Is he the one who decided that, you know, we should move out of the water and walk on land? Did he decide that, or once he made the little egg,
for the
sort of go run free?
I don't know where we are. I don't know what part of the...
Could I just say, if there are any vicars out there, could Karl come and do a sermon one day? I mean, we do a big donation to your roof. But can Karl just talk to 5 minutes to a really sort of, I'd like an upper middle class educated parish somewhere, and Karl just comes and talks for 10 minutes.
The only time that a congregation anywhere has heckled the person doing it. Get off!
Yeah, then they're chasing to the castle, carrying pickaxe handles.
Torches. Yeah. So we've got some questions for Karl.
These are amazing questions. Okay.
And just give your immediate response to them, Karl. Not too much thinking time.
Okay. What would happen if insects were bigger than us?
Who's that from?
Vicky of Milton Keynes, maybe. I don't know. It ran out, so I don't think there is a place called Milto. It's from Vicky. Karl? What would happen if insects were bigger than us? She's going into the possible winner file there.
Would David Attenborough still like his job? Do you know what I mean? Would he start worrying? Because I've got that point, just because, you know, insects and that, he's always messing about with them, but would he be that keen to, like, 8 foot? Is what I mean.
If they look like me. Sure.
Brilliant. Okay. Yeah. Look, this is a nice one. This is, from, Jason. Can Karl do something to prove you are on live and not recorded? I'm sure that will tax his little bald head to bursting point.
What's his name?
Jason.
How can you prove that we're live on air?
Come on, how could you prove that we're live on air?
Happy Christmas Eve, Jason.
No, we could have recorded this a week ago.
Yeah, but then it wouldn't be Christmas Eve.
No, but...
Happy Christmas Eve, isn't it?
No, but we'd have recorded
Karl,
it and...
think!
Alright, it's nearly 11:45.
Yeah, but we could have started with the clock knowing that we were going to record it as live. We could have done this last Wednesday.
Alright, it's Radio 2, it's a nice day out there, sun's out.
Well, that's a guess. And do you think... Oh, it is sunny. Yeah, it is sunny, yeah.
Generally,
but hold on, wait a minute. We're in London. Someone listening in Manchester, it might be raining.
It probably is raining.
Look, he can't work out how to make sure it's live. Look at him looking up in the sky. Look at him. His head is going to burst. There's a little bit of blood coming from his ear. How can we prove we're live?
My mum's budgie died last night. Don't laugh about it. Don't laugh.
It's only your mum that can confirm that.
Yeah. No one knows whether your budgie died or not. Was he pictured holding a copy of today's paper? What are you talking about, Karl?
I can't prove anything then.
You're so right.
Next question.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh God, Karl. Where would you go if you had a time machine? That's Bob from Manchester.
Where would I go? I can go to any time.
Yeah.
And now once I get there...
Oh,
Yeah.
No, but I'm just saying, what am I doing? Am I staying in the little box and just looking out of a window? Or am I...
Let's assume you can wander
Okay,
around
we do
in time.
both. First of all, you're wandering round.
I'm just one... And I've typed in the year.
Oh.
And to be honest, I'm not that good at history, so I don't know what happened when. So I'd be better off just sort of letting someone else have a go and asking them when they get back, just so...
Karl, where would you go? What do you fancy? Just think.
Would you like to see dinosaurs?
Would you like to see the Roman Empire? Would you like to see the 1960s? Would you like to go back and see your nan as a kid?
Shouldn't really mess with time, though, should you?
No, you're not.
It's
Okay.
not actually going to happen. No one's actually invented one yet.
What period of history are you interested in?
Amazing.
Probably... I mean, I sort of like the 60s.
Okay.
But we still sort of, you know, we don't really...
Next question. Unbelievable. Everyone's got an answer to that. Everyone wants to know where they can go back in time,
Well, where
except
would you go back in time to?
I'd go back to religious times. I'd go back to the birth of Jesus, see what was going on.
Really?
Yeah. See how the frankincense and myrrh went down.
There was there was this thing started. I saw it in the paper about 15 years ago. A guy put an advert in a local paper, I think it was in Sheffield, saying, I've been reincarnated. I was a cow at the birth of Jesus. Is anyone else out there that was reincarnated? It was the birth of Jesus. Fella got in touch, said I was a cow too, and they started a society called Cattle for Christ. Just the two of them. I don't know where they held their annual general meetings. I mean,
I wonder
think
if
of
that's still going.
Wow.
I don't know. But imagine if you were at the birth of Christ and they're going, oh, do you remember it? He goes, yeah, but I couldn't quite see. There was just a bit of wood in it. I didn't really see that. I remember the men, they were arguing over spending.
All I could see was your backside.
I know, yeah. So, think of that, Karl. Okay, final question. Right, okay. Karl, if you could, travel back in time to ancient Rome and take one modern invention with you to set yourself up as a god king, what would it be? What would you take back? That's from Amy. Sorry, Arvey in London.
Going back to Roman times.
Yeah, so what would you take back to make sure that you were king? Would it be a weapon? Would it be, you know...
Yeah, a weapon. It's pretty violent times, won't it? Yeah, I'll have a weapon if that's...
Well, what though?
Gun.
iPod.
Have a gun, take that.
And what would you do with it once you were there?
Well, I'd probably... I mean, I don't like killing animals and that, but they used to use tigers a lot, so shoot one of them in the head. No, because...
There's no explanation why.
No explanation
Just
for
do it. Just do it.
I love him. Okay, look, we've got to give this... I think can Karl do something to prove you're lying?
Yeah, you completely foxed him. There was nothing he could think of in his tiny little brain to prove that this is live.
So, I think little Jason wins the Coldplay collectibles and some other stuff. So well done. He still can't prove it. He still can't prove it.
Play a tune, then we'll have some.
You could have just said. You could have just picked up today's paper and read the headline. Think.
Monkey news after this.
Karl,
Poor Karl.
we have just had a communique from Gillian Oliver, who's the communications director for the Church of England. Okay, she wants to take you up on your offer. She would like to take you to Manchester and let you give a sermon.
About what?
Whatever you want.
Don't you think that's she's in charge of the press and communications for the Church of England, and you've got to do this, Karl, for my sake. I'll go to church if you do this.
I've been. I didn't really like it. I had to go once to
What do you
church. It was years ago when I was a kid, and I swore. Right, my mate Jamie said, "Right, if you don't come with me to church," because he was Catholic, he had to go. Right? So if you don't come with me now, I'm going to tell your mum that you swore. And that.
That's only good to church.
So I went. Right. Didn't enjoy it. Sort of got kicked out in the end because I was bouncing my tennis ball in the aisle and it rolled down.
I better tell Gillian Oliver that may happen again.
Yes.
That's if you don't take your yo-yo or your Nintendo, you've got to do it. I'm going to make sure. We want a campaign. Please email us if you want Karl to do a sermon. And I mean, I'm sure we can film this and put it on the web for you to see. Oh, please do a religious
come on,
sermon.
Then.
Listen, we've barely got any time now for Monkey News. Now, a lot of people are probably unfamiliar with Monkey News because it's the first time we've been on Radio 2. Rick, how would you summarise Monkey News? I mean, obviously, Karl is fascinated by monkeys.
Karl believes everything everything. He reads. He goes on websites that don't get verified at all. It's mostly nonsense, but he believes it because there's about monkeys doing incredible things, and Karl thinks that monkeys can one day talk. He wants to live in the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah,
basically.
that's his dream.
He thinks the Flintstones is a documentary, and Karl, let's do monkey news.
Right,
Do the jingle.
Do the jingle live.
Oh, chimpanzee that monkey news.
Right, well, I thought we'd go for sort of a Christmas feel, right? So, this one, it happened in Stockholm, right? A couple of years ago, around the Christmas time. There's this little grotto, right?
Oh,
Everything he says is funny, isn't it?
A little grotto was set up and stuff, right? And, it was getting busier and busier, right? This little grotto, there was only one in Stockholm, right? The queue was massive and stuff.
Well, that's not true.
And this,
That's not true. There's
No,
not
but
one.
fine, just listen.
But that's not true. A couple of years ago,
interrupt the
if
news.
you'd have said 1,000 years ago.
yeah, it was busy in
interrupt
that.
the
And there was this bloke who had a kid, and the kid was saying, Dad, can I go and see, Father Christmas in the grotto?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I don't want to join that queue, it's too big, right? And loads of the Father Christmases who was in the booth, they kept jacking it in because the queue was that big.
What do you
Too
mean loads of
stressful.
Father Christmas in the booth? What
Because
booth?
they got through loads in the grotto, the Father Christmas and that, right? They couldn't act the pressure of the queues. The queues were massive for this grotto.
This is rubbish.
Right,
So they
come on,
kept getting through like loads of Father Christmases.
They just
like,
kept walking
different
off.
people. They kept saying, I can't handle this. You'll have to get a new one in, right?
Right, okay.
Anyway, so this fella, right? The kid kept asking every day, "Can we go in there?" He said, "No, look, the queue's big." Anyway, one day the queue was suddenly a lot shorter, right? Because they got a new little Father Christmas fella.
Right.
Was it
in the
short?
grotto.
Carl, if this Father Christmas turns out to be about
So-
3'6" and hairy,
So anyway, right, so he's going, come on then, we'll join the queue, right? So he joins the queue, and he's the queue's going down really fast, people are going in and out really quick. And he's going, how are they managing to do this, right? And he sort of looks through the curtain, he can just see a little slight thing, and he can see the bloke who's, like, dressed up as Father Christmas. He's handing him out with his hands and his feet and that, right? So they're going, no, look, if you don't...
I'm going to die!
So, anyway, so...
Please don't interrupt the news, Rick. I want to hear the news. No, just...
So he's queuing up, right, and he's going, oh, he's good on him, he's got a new method of handing out the presents and that. Whilst he's queuing there, there's a little fella selling chestnuts, so he thinks, oh, I'll buy some of them, and, something to munch on whilst I'm in the queue and stuff.
Yeah.
And, so anyway, he's queuing up, he's eating the chestnuts, comes to his turn,
Yeah.
right?
It's
he
absolute
goes,
rubbish.
What are you on about?
It's absolute rubbish.
So,
This is-
so,
So cut long story short, you reckon that they hired a chimp to hand out presents Father Christmas?
and so he brought the chestnuts in, and the monkey attacked him, and
Well,
ate the nuts.
he went off, right? And he's going, why is it all going mad? And
You're
there's a little
absolutely
fella,
talking
there's
rubbish.
a little fella that sat there with like a little beard on and that.
Yeah, you're talking rubbish. You're talking rubbish.
Well, it's not worth me carrying on then.
No, it's not worth
it.
you carrying on,
Forget it.
because again, it's absolute rubbish. That didn't happen. There's no way they'd hire a chimp, and there's no way people would go, they'd see it was a
Forget it
chimp!
then, forget it.
They'd say it was absolute
Forget it.
rubbish. If you wanna, find out more about Karl, what's the website address, Karl?
bbc.co.uk.
And I've drawn a little picture that you can win of Karl, and it really sums him up.
Alright. See you later then. Right. Next week, innit? Same
Yeah.
time. Alright.
Okay. This concludes part 1. Oh my god. Oh, amazing. Oh, where to begin? Okay. I mean, this is like the first time they get like a proper audience, I think. If they're getting all these emails from these significant names, Thomas, like, what do you mean invite Karl to give a sermon? I don't think those were real reverends and vicars. I don't think so. I just don't think so. I wonder what like, the people actually were thinking, because it has to be like the reach now has extended so widely, because like from XFM to BBC, I'm sure he was getting through to a lot more people. And I don't know what Ricky was on about like, this is the worst Rockbusters. Not even close. Not even close to the worst one. Are you kidding me? What? Buy-in Ferry. He just said, Adam Faith no more. I don't know. I had so many shit ones. Donna Summer. Oh my god, those were some really crappy ones. No, this was not even close to the worst one. It was bad, you know, to be honest, but it's like not even close. Towards the beginning, Karl said the story about Ricky said the story about going to that antiques shop, and I'm kind of remembering. I think it was told differently, so I don't know. Was this the part that was used for the animated version, or did they say it again? Because if there are significant differences between the animated version from HBO and the actual full podcasts, then maybe I should be reacting to those. Because if they cut out that much that it changes the story, I'm sure they cut out much. That has to be, right? Podcasts are much longer. And the animation was like 30 minutes for each episode. I'm sure there's more. I think I'm going to add the full podcast to the list. Anyway, yeah. This is part 1, so there's another part coming. And there's, I think chronologically it's these two, the Christmas specials, then the enemy test show, and then the fame show. I think that's the order in which it goes. Anyway, we'll see. For now,